The mainstream media is at it again, and they've got the facts that might not be right and the opinions that you don't need. Well, what we do need right here now at Ringside Politics is you. To opine with us, all you got to do is call Jeff Crouere now at 556-9696.
Hey, welcome back to our America's Voice viewers, our WGSO listeners, Ringside Politics with Jeff Crouere. In a minute, we'll open up our phone lines, 504-556-9696, as we engage in open line discussion with our great viewers and listeners.
Your concern of is, even on Saturday, CNN reported that 944 confirmed deaths occurred in that 24-hour period on Saturday, which was a record high in America. In a country in which we have supposedly the greatest healthcare system on the planet, you've got protocols and drugs that are being used to create COVID that are actually causing more deaths than COVID alone. And this is my concern. This is what people are not aware of. I've created a 12-page report to actually expose what they're actually doing. So the FDA has never approved Remdesivir as a treatment for any medical condition in America ever. There was a emergency use authorization given after the NIH in May put out information that Remdesivir, this drug, should be used in this emergency case with COVID. And there are actually 2 studies that the NIH used to back this finding or encouragement for use of this drug. And this is what I have a problem with. When I saw the reports on Saturday, this is when I needed to get this information out to the American public. People need to know that they have an option, and one of those options, which is being enforced on hospitals, is a protocol that, number one, requires Remdesivir being administered to COVID patients. Remdesivir, in the studies that NIH says warrants the use of this drug, actually is proven in the same study that it actually causes 23% of all people that receive it to have multiple organ dysfunction within 5 to 10 days, which, by the way, is the number one cause of death in ICUs, per John C. Marshall, who's an MD. Secondly, it also causes acute kidney injury within 5 to 10 days, and acute kidney failure leads to pulmonary edema, which means your lungs fill up with water because your kidneys can't excrete it. And what I find tragic is you were hearing that people with corona, after starting treatment, are developing secondary pneumonia. Well, I experienced this exact scenario in February in Dallas with my father-in-law, who went into a hospital in February with the flu, as they said, treated him with multiple antibiotics, and followed a hospital protocol that shut down his kidneys within 3 days. They diagnosed him with pneumonia the moment they started treating him the following day. Within 5 days, there was so much fluid in his lungs and on his brain because of the acute kidney injury from the drug protocols that he went unconscious. And then the same hospital protocols that continued within 12 days killed a man who walked into the hospital. And I find it tragic that when you're watching the reports of how many deaths there are in America, people are not aware that there is a hospital protocol being issued by 3 government agencies, the NIH, the FDA, and the CDC, that's being recommended for a drug that is not FDA approved for anything. And I have a big problem with that because it was done.
Why are they pushing it so much, Doctor?
This is my question, is why are they pushing this, a non-FDA approved drug, when secondarily there's actually a proven medical treatment for COVID? And Dr. Richard Bartlett out of Odessa, Texas, has cured 5 COVID patients every day since March using 2 FDA drugs and a zinc supplement. And this is my concern. I want people to...
And what are those drugs that he's been using?
He's been using what's called budesonide, which used to have a branded name called Pulmicort, and the generic name is budesonide. And budesonide is just an inhaled steroid that he puts into a nebulizer, a 5-minute treatment twice a day.
Right.
He uses clarithromycin, which is an actual antibiotic, to protect from possible pneumonia. And then he uses a zinc supplement. And within a week, he's cured every single patient he's done this with. And he even states the 5 treatments that he gives to these people cost less than $200, or right at $200, even if they don't have insurance. This Remdesivir for a full treatment for COVID patients is a minimum $3,200. So my question is why are we pushing a drug that in an Ebola study 4 years ago that the NIH is actually stating is the reason we should use this. It was one of 4 experimental drugs in an Ebola study that went on for a year throughout Africa. Remdesivir was one of the 4, and the safety board for that research study that watches how people are behaving with the drug, if they're dying, if they're getting too sick on the drug or the side effects are too great, they can take you off the drug. Remdesivir was the first drug they took all participants off of because of its mortality rate. It killed more people with Ebola than any of the 3 of the other experimental medications. And why are we using this to push onto our American public? I think there's more powers to be that are forcing a medication to be used. It's the only thing I can actually come up with. Why would you push this drug when you know Dr. Richard Bartlett already has a proven method that's worked with 100% success and 0 side effects or deaths?
Yeah, well, those are a lot of questions about Remdesivir, also about what Dr. Bartlett's doing. What about what Dr. Zelenko is doing with hydroxychloroquine?
Yeah,
what about...
NIH, this is very interesting. The NIH actually states that they recommend Remdesivir over hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine. Now, what's interesting is on their website, which I have links to, they actually state 2 studies of why they would not recommend hydroxychloroquine. The actual studies combine hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine with an antibiotic, and I don't know if you know this. This is my second problem with how people are treating or hospitals are treating COVID patients. Do you know what an antibiotic actually treats? What kind of infection, Jeff? You
tell me, doctor.
Antibiotics are only designed to kill bacterial infections. What kind of infection is corona? What kind of infection is corona? It's a virus, right? Antibiotics have never been designed and never been proven to ever kill a virus. Why are we actually showing a research study that has hydroxychloroquine with an antibiotic when we know it's already a flawed study? Antibiotics do not kill viruses, so this combination of these 2 are going to be extremely problematic, and you're not going to get positive results. So the fact that they even used the study is ridiculous to me. Hydroxychloroquine has been FDA approved, and why would you actually push Remdesivir?
Well, some are saying hydroxychloroquine is dangerous. You don't buy that, doctor?
No, I actually believe that if you use it long-term, it's dangerous, but the treatment for COVID is not long-term. Richard Bartlett's already proven it. You can do it in 5 to 7 days using his protocol, and then they actually recover. Remdesivir is proven to have the highest mortality rate among all experimental drugs for Ebola and COVID within 28 days. Highest mortality rate. Hydroxychloroquine does not have that statistic, and nor does chloroquine.
We only have about a minute, but everyone always says follow the money. So who benefits financially from Remdesivir?
Whoever's invested in Gilead, which is the manufacturer for Remdesivir. So that's what I would say. The largest lobbyists in America, most powerful, are the pharmaceuticals. So I would follow that one and follow why it is they're pushing a vaccine for something that's not even a proven vaccine yet on a condition that already has a silver bullet, as Richard Bartlett says, that you can cure. Just so you know, for your listeners and for you, if you're interested, Jeff, I've produced a 12-page report. If you'd actually just email me at doc, at ardislabs.com, ARDISLABS.com, I'll send you the free report. It's 12 pages with Dr. Richard Bartlett's proven protocols and then my nutritional recommendations I give that are proven for decades to help the body eliminate viruses on its own, even COVID. So
do you believe in only about 30 seconds that you can build up your immune system? Would that help?
It is absolutely known, 100%. You can boost the immune system to produce what are called T cells that actually kill all known viruses and any level of cancer cells. Your thymus in your body has the potential to do it. You have to give the body the minerals it needs, such as selenium, zinc, and calcium.
Hey, my friend, thank you so much. Very interesting. We'll link to where people can get more information and keep up the good work. We need to get this information out there. And very pleased to have with us Dr. Bryan Ardis with us of Ardis Labs right here on the Ringside program on America's Voice and WGSO. Jeff Crouere with you. Quick time out. We'll be right back.